Chief Justice of India CJI Chandrachud is set to retire on 8th of November, that is tomorrow. In his final work week, he delivered some landmark judgment, including the one which secured the future of 2.7 million students. Yes, I'm talking about the UP Madarsa case and the decision which was given by Supreme Court this week. Hello everyone, my name is Monica and this is UPSC Warriors by Unacademy. In this video, I'll share with you what Supreme Court said on the case. But before that, we need to discuss why the UP Madarsa Act was declared unconstitutional by Allahabad High Court. So the headline says itself, it has three keywords in it. Supreme Court sets aside Allahabad High Court's verdict declaring UP Madarsa Act as unconstitutional. So, three keywords here are UP Madarsa Act, Allahabad High Court's verdict and Supreme Court judgment on the subject. So, we'll discuss all of that, but before that, I have an announcement. The announcement is related to you winning bumper prizes which pools up to 50 crore. The announcement is related to a scholarship test which is conducted by Unacademy on 10th of November. The scholarship test is UPSC Unacademy Civil Services Championship. You can give this test in two slots, that is at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. and the date is 10th of November. The prizes are, you get to win a trip and you get to watch Border Gavaskar Trophy in Australia. You can win family vacation as well. You can win laptops, tablets, smartphone, and the enrollment in this scholarship test is absolutely free. So don't forget to avail this wonderful opportunity and make your UPSC dreams come true. Now coming back to the subject, the first keyword which we are going to discuss is UP Board of Madarsa Education Act, and the act was brought up in the year 2004. The act was passed by UP government. UP government passed this legislation. And why UP government felt the need to pass a legislation on madrasas? The answer lies in the statistics itself. So, as per a data which is submitted in the year 2020, India has 24,000 madrasas and 60% of these madrasas are in UP itself. Hence, UP government felt the need to regulate these madrasas or to have a control on the activities undergoing in these institutes. So the primary role of madrasas are to impart education. They are educational institutes. Madrasas has been part of India's education system since the time of Delhi Sultanate. So Khilji or Tughlaq dynasty used to patronize madrasas. So we have been familiar with madrasas for quite some time now. And famous personalities like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Premchand, Rajendra Prasad had their foundational knowledge gained from these institutes. So, madrasas have been providing education in India for quite some time now. And currently, 60% of madrasas are in UP itself. So, UP government came up with a legislation to control the activities or to have some say in the regulation of these madrasas. So, the act was passed in the year 2004 for what? To understand what will be the curriculum, what will be the standard of education that have been imparted in these institutes, when conduct of examinations and qualifications for teaching. So, all of these have been regulated under this act. And it also established or it also set a provision for the establishment of one body which is called as UP Board of Madarsa Education, and this body will be doing all the regulation work mentioned in the above clause. So this body is supposed to regulate all of this, and the members of this body are supposed to come from a particular community, that is Muslim community. So this has been the act. Now Allahabad High Court considered that this act is in violation of the principle of secularism and hence basic structure of the constitution. So Allahabad High Court came up with a judgment saying that the act is unconstitutional, and it asked the students enrolled in the madrasas to enroll themselves in regular schools. So what the Allahabad High Court said in the decision, in the judgment, we need to understand that it declared it as unconstitutional. It declared the law unconstitutional on the grounds that it violates the principle of secularism. One of the reason it said that is because of this body, because this body is predominantly had Muslim community. That is why it said that in a secular country like India, you can't have a institute which defines the eligibility of someone on the basis of religion. So one of the reason was that, but there were other reasons also. The other reason was it considered the act to be in violation of Article 14, that is right to equality. Then Article 21A, which is right to free education, and few more rights. So let us understand them one by one. The first reason was it said that the education imparted in these institutes is subpar and not up to the mark. They don't provide quality education, hence violation of Article 21A related to education. Other than that, it said that the Islamic studies are compulsory in these madrasas, but the modern subjects are made optional. Hence, it doesn't provide secular education, and hence it is against secularism. So madrasas has Islamic subjects as mandatory, but modern educational subjects like English, mathematics, science, social science as optional, or they have been made excluded. So that is why it said that it is against secularism. Next is it questioned the authority of the state to come up with a legislation on the subject. So it said that the state has no power to create a board for religious education. So it questioned the authority by which the UP government set the legislation. This has been answered in the Supreme Court judgment also, that under what authority the state has the power to legislate on the subject. And lastly, it stated that higher education comes under union list. It is not under concurrent list or under state list. So hence, higher educational topics or the subject of higher education should be dealt by center only. Why the subject of higher education came? Because madrasas provide higher educational degrees, which is called Kamil and Fazl. Undergraduate degrees are called Kamil and the postgraduate degrees are called Fazl. So this has been upheld by Supreme Court. Supreme Court said that it is correct because higher education comes under union list and it comes under the exclusive category of UGC. It is under the domain of University Grant Commission and hence state government can't legislate on the fact, or the state institutes can't, state government can't legislate on the fact. So that is what Allahabad High Court has said. Now let us understand what Supreme Court has said about it. Now the question Allahabad High Court raised was principle of secularism, Article 21A and higher education authority. So we have understood that this has been upheld by the Supreme Court as well. Supreme Court said that this is correct and madrasas can't issue higher educational degrees. Apart from that, Supreme Court has upheld the validity of the entire madrasas and UP Board Act as well. So what is Supreme Court's decision on this? Let us understand. So Supreme Court first of all said that the word secularism is not defined in the Constitution. Other than that, there are various words which are not defined in the Constitution, that is democracy, federalism, secularism, etc. And they consist the basic structure of the Constitution. So now that we don't have a definition, it creates a level of uncertainty with respect to what is to be considered as secular and what is to be considered as non-secular. So Supreme Court said that the meaning of the word secularism is to live and let live. So that is why the act is not in the violation of the principle of secularism. Now coming to the second clause, that is the subpar education which is being imparted. The Supreme Court said that we need to walk a tightrope when it comes to Article 21A, that is quality of education, and Article 30, which is respecting the autonomy of minority educational institutes. So minority educational institutes or some religious institutes has some rights within Article 30 and students also has right under Article 21A. So it is a tightrope to walk. That is why we need to strike a delicate balance between these two rights. and we can't be inclined or we can't prioritize one over the other. So that is why it said that it is not against secularism or against Article 21A. Now the next thing, Supreme Court said that the primary purpose of madrasas is to impart education. That is why the state government has the right to legislate on it, because education is concurrent subject. Education is concurrent subject, that means that it comes under the category, both the center and the state can legislate on it. So that is why it is well within the power of UP government to come up with a legislation on the subject. And lastly, as I've mentioned before, it has invalidated the provision of higher educational degrees because it is exclusively under the domain of UGC. That is why the last provision which has been delivered by Allahabad Court is upheld by Supreme Court as well. But other than that, it has declared the act as constitutional. Now, moving forward, what does it mean for madrasas? So, it has secured the future of 2.7 million students, as I have mentioned in my introduction itself. So, because in UP alone, 2.7 million students are enrolled in madrasas, and if the High Court verdict would have been followed, these students had to be enrolled in regular schools, which could have created uncertainty with respect to their future. Along with that, there is one more information which you need to know, that the central funding of madrasas had declined from 10 crore to 2 crore in the year 2024-25. So this could change that also, since the future of madrasas have been decided. Now this has been the judgment. Now I have information. With respect to your UPSC preparation, you can enroll in an academy for UPSC preparation at an optimum price of 24,999. You can use my code, which is MM05, for the enrollment process. What you'll get here, you'll get perfect guidance. You'll also get means test series along with evaluation, one-on-one mentorship, lectures, PDF, PPTs, everything. So you have been covered in this subscription. The further details you will get on the website as well. So if you found this video informative, do let us know in the comment section, and please like, share, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching.